Here we are, Dan. Friday Night Blitz, week
Yep.
3.
My head's on a swivel, Joe. It is fast and furious here.
Mine is too. I'm. So we said earlier that we only have 12 games and it should be easy, right? But it's not quite as easy as I thought it might be.
No, it is not.
Yeah.
It is not. And we complain about some of the broadcasts, but sometimes I'm a little grateful that we can't quite keep up with all of them, or they might have issues. Now, I'd love to have the info, but boy, it is hard to have your eyes move all over the place. But a ton of fun. Great games.
It is.
Yeah.
And, I don't like to complain about the broadcast either all the time because I know how difficult it is,
right?
For some of the schools to do this and even put it together from a technology standpoint. But, a couple of minor points, put the score up on the broadcast and not just a video. That'd be one thing that I would say is good. The other would be put what quarter in and how much, what quarter we're in and how much time.
The little scoreboard thing is great. Yes,
little scoreboard.
You're really needy.
Yeah, I'm asking for a lot, aren't I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Joe, I've got some great games. I know we kind of divide and conquer here, and we are right down at the end. Brother Rice just scored on 4th and goal from the 1 to tie it up 7-7. St. Rita's got the ball. It is 1st and 10. They have it with 1:17 left, incomplete pass, so it'll be 2nd and 10 there. That has been a great game, Joe. And the two games that really have my eye between Brother Rice, St. Rita, and Montini Marist, and they are. The thing I had noticed about this, kind of the theme, and these four teams play outstanding defense.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
They run and they smack you in the mouth. They are good tackling teams. They tackle exactly how you're coached. It is a lot of fun to watch if you like defensive football.
Yeah, and as we get into Chicago Catholic League games here, Dan, where they're against each other, that's one of the things you and I were talking about earlier is that the defenses are really outstanding.
Joe, as we speak, 80-yard touchdown pass for St. Rita. Unbelievable.
Really?
Just singing the praises of their of both these defenses. We had a receiver get behind the Brother Rice free safety right down the middle of the field. 80-yard touchdown, Joe, from Armbruster. I can't quite see the number on the receiver. Great route, skinny post, right into the middle of the field, split the uprights. Unreal. So St. Rita takes the lead late in this game.
Is that 14-0 now?
No, it's going to be It's going to be pending the extra point. Our favorite phrase of Friday night.
Yes.
It'll be 14-7.
14-7.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So I've got a couple of scores here too, Dan.
All right.
With some of the games going on. So, one of the big games we talked about is Mount Carmel against Nazareth. And right now they're just coming up end of the second quarter. There's about 3.5 minutes left to go in this game. And Mount Carmel is up 28-14. Mount Carmel looks really good, but Naz, as we talked about, has some really good players at the skill positions, and obviously they're going to put up a big fight here. But Mount Carmel right now 28-14 over Nazareth. The other big game.
How much time left in that, Joe?
That's coming up on halftime, so that got a late start, that game. Supposed to start at 7:30. It didn't start till almost 8 o'clock. So that one's going to be going well past our bedtime, Dan.
Yes, it is. Yeah. The other game, Joe, that I have on following real quick is Marmion and St. Viator. St. Viator's traveled to Marmion. They have a 13-7 lead. They came out and scored right away, marched down the field. Cooper Komet is really good. Great athlete, running, passing, everything. Davion Ellis is outstanding as well for St. Viator. So they scored right away, but Marmion has lived up to exactly what we've kind of described them at. It's feisty, and they've stayed in this game and have kept it close now in the third quarter.
All right, that's good. And let's see. I've got another game here, big game, and this is Loyola against St. Francis. First Friday night game for Loyola under the lights. And the score I had, and this is in the fourth quarter, and maybe we've got something later because I know we got somebody out at the game, but looks like St. Francis is up 35-21 in the fourth quarter.
And Joe, that game has gone final.
That has gone final. Is
It
that the
has gone final.
score?
Yeah, correspondence checked in. Greg Ahern, thank you very much, Greg. Shout out to good buddy Greg Ahern. Lives up in that area, went and has been covering the game like a glove, like a blanket, all game. And said St. Francis's quarterback, Brady Palmer, looked really good in this game. 35-21. They never were really threatened. So that's a big upset. We did say that it was going to be something to watch. We both picked Loyola. I think. However, this doesn't necessarily surprise me. I don't think Fitzgerald played at quarterback. I think it was Don Maloney.
It was Don Maloney, and they had Fitz warming up, but never actually brought him in. So, good game. I think Maloney actually did not have a bad game. I mean, passing the ball, but I don't know. St. Francis really came in ready to play. Like you said, Brady Palmer, quarterback, had an outstanding night. Tyvon Ransom had a good game. I think Zach Washington, one of their wide receivers, I saw he caught a pass for a touchdown. So St. Francis was ready to play and went to Loyola's home field on their first Friday night game ever under the lights, and they give them a loss, Dan, which is I would think everybody might consider that an upset, but I don't know. Maybe Loyola might be a little vulnerable this year.
Yeah, well, welcome to the Catholic League, everybody. Right. Yeah.
Welcome, everybody.
What did we hear over and over again all summer? Meat grinder. Headbanger. Basher.
Yeah. There are a variety of different phrases that all of the coaches use to describe the schedule.
So we've seen it. This first week. Really, really fun. Joe, I don't know if I've updated the Marist Montini game. I talked about both defenses. It has been a defensive game. Marist currently has the ball up 7-0 with 6:15 left in the third quarter. So that is also been really, really defensive game. Montini had tons of opportunities. So Montini comes out, gets the ball down to Marist inside the 5, and Marist goal line stand, stop on fourth down. So they end last week with a goal line stand. They start this week with a goal line stand. Their defense is really good.
Yeah.
Montini had the ball, missed 2 field goals. So they have had opportunities, and Montini's defense is really, really stingy. So this is one of those games. So Marist with the lead 7-0, 5:41 left in the third quarter.
Yeah, and I see we've got another correspondent checking in, Dan, from the St. Ignatius IC game, and that's Doug Lang. Thanks to Doug, who checks in with us and gives us some updates. Looks like St. Ignatius is up 18-14 over IC with 10 minutes and 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Doug. That's great. What was that score again, Joe?
That is 18-14 in the fourth quarter, 10:30 left.
All right.
Yeah. And let's see, we've got the other final, Dan, and I'm going to admit I don't have the final score, but Bennett Academy went out to De La Salle, and the last time I had the score was 42-0 Bennett Academy over.
I think that was the final, Joe.
That was the final. All right, good. Yeah, big night for Ryan Kabaki. He had a good night. Marty Redkowski. Who else? Luke Doyle. So
the usual cast of characters for Bennett?
The usual cast of characters, yeah. And they were way too much for De La Salle. De La Salle couldn't move the ball. So Bennett comes away, starts off 3-0 this year, which is exactly what they needed to do. I think is what we talked about, Dan.
Yeah, they're one of the teams that they've had the 4 and 5, the Yips, I would call it, for the past couple of years. So they have really focused on making a good run early, trying to get to 5 wins at least as soon as possible, and guarantee their spot. I know they have eyes to do more than that, but this is a great way to start for them.
Yeah, and another score game that I'm tracking here, Dan, is the Joliet Catholic versus Fenwick,
Oh yeah.
and just started the second half. This one got started a little bit late, but Joliet Catholic scored at the start of the second half, so they go up 14-7 over Fenwick.
Joe, quick update from here. St. Viator just scored on a short TD run. So pending the extra point, it could be 20-7 here. They may go for 2. We'll see. Joe, right. Do you have anything on 2 games? There was DePaul and St. Lawrence. St. Lawrence, Notre Dame, and DePaul.
DePaul and Marion.
Marion Catholic.
Yeah. Halftime, DePaul was up at over Marion 7-0. They're in the third quarter now. It looks like there's about 10 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the third quarter. DePaul Prep has scored again, so DePaul Prep has gone up 14-0 over Marion. The other game you asked about, Dan, is also in the third quarter, and that's St. Lawrence versus Notre Dame. St. Lawrence up 10-0, and it's been that way since late in the first quarter. So not much action going on in that game right now. Again, talked about Notre Dame's defense. Really good. Having trouble scoring some points, which we talked about as well. But that game, 10-0 St. Lawrence right now in the third quarter with about 6.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter.
Okay, Joe, and as we speak, Marist goes in to score about a 20-yard touchdown run. So they extend their lead on Montini, get a second score, 13-0. And the St. Rita Brother Rice game is coming down to it. There's 12 seconds left. Brother Rice does have the ball first. It's going to be it looks like it's about third and 2 now. 12 seconds left, so they may be. I don't know what their timeout. They have no timeouts left, Joe. So they are trying to move as fast as possible, hoping they can have something exciting happen to tie up St. Rita in this game.
Yeah, you said that's Montini.
No, that is Brother Rice.
Oh, that's Brother Rice.
Yeah. And St. Rita.
Okay. And tell me again, what was the Montini score?
It is 14-0 Marist.
14-0 Marist over Montini.
Looks to be about 2 minutes 53 seconds left in the third quarter.
Okay. Yeah, Montini's got to get the offense going. Dan, Nazareth, as we're talking here, Nazareth just scores again right before halftime. Only about 1:20 left to go in the first half. So it's now 28-21. Mount Carmel leading Nazareth just before halftime.
All right, Joe. We've got a final. St. Rita takes down Brother Rice at Brother Rice, 14-7. Brother Rice had a trick play drawn up at the end. They completed a pass. It looked like the wide receiver wanted to pitch it. Was able to gain about 35 yards, but not enough to score. The clock runs out, and St. Rita gets the victory in this one in a hard fought game. Wow, Brother Rice. Can't help but feel bad for those guys. Really happy for St. Rita. Brother Rice, 2 tough games, 2 weeks in a row. That is that's a challenge.
That is tough. All right, see, we've got a bit of an update here, Dan, on the Ignatius IC game.
Okay.
Not actually a score update, but St. Ignatius first and goal from the 4-yard line with 7 minutes left to go in the game, and they were up 18-14. So we'll see if Doug checks in again. Actually, it looks like he's posting something right now, giving us an update. We'll see, but we'll see if Ignatius gets to score again here.
All right. And Montini has the ball currently, Joe. They are driving second and short. They're on Marist' side of the field. It feels like this is the first time I've seen that in this game. Marist plays really good defense.
Yeah, they do, and we talked about that a little bit earlier. A lot of good defenses in the Chicago Catholic League this year, Dan.
Yeah. It's funny. I feel like, and this is probably just how the nature of kind of, looking at these teams, you end up talking a lot about the offensive players, and there are great offensive players in this league, but the defenses are in these two games. It's been fun to watch. Hard hitting, really stingy defenses.
So Ignatius scores, Dan.
Okay.
Just got an update from that game. St. Ignatius 25, IC 14. 6 minutes left to go. IC's got the ball on their own 16-yard line, so they've got a tough climb here with only 6 minutes left to try and pull this out against Ignatius.
And that is, Joe, that's in the third quarter?
That is in the fourth quarter.
Oh, in the fourth quarter. Okay, thank you.
I believe it's 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Thanks, Doug. Yeah. Let's see. Any update here on the Joliet Catholic Fenwick game? This is, as I mentioned earlier, 14-7. Still Joliet Catholic up over Fenwick with 2.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. I have to say, Dan, not much offense in this game yet. A lot of defense, not much offense.
Yeah, so that's 3 games we're talking about that are defensive games. St. Lawrence, I think that game may still be tight at 10-0, or maybe Lawrence has gone up again, but that's also a really good defensive game. We said Notre Dame plays really good defense, so we've got a lot of that going on this weekend.
We sure do. It looks like in the Mount Carmel Nazareth game that one of our favorite players in the Chicago Catholic League, Gabe Kaminsky, just sacked Jack Elliott, and he fumbled the ball, and Nazareth recovered, and I believe Nazareth has the ball at the Mount Carmel 18-yard line here, Dan.
Okay.
With 1:39 left to go in the first half, down by a touchdown, down 28-21, but back on offense here after a big turnover.
Joe, Marist, let's see. Looks like Marist tries to go deep here, long pass. Montini picks it off. We'll see if it stands right on the sideline. Not sure if they called it out of bounds. It looks like they may have called it out of bounds, so no interception there. But again, great defense on the side of Montini.
All right, that seems to be the theme of the night, Dan. Great defense.
Yeah, it is.
Defense.
There's a lot of great defensive plays. Joe, some of the hits that I saw in the Brother Rice game, Brother Rice St. Rita, were just outstanding. St. Rita. We talked about St. Rita's linebackers, and that is legit. They will knock your block off.
Really?
Yes.
All right. I'm glad I'm not playing anymore.
Me too, Joe. I thought about it the whole time. I thought I wouldn't last. I always say I could probably give someone one play, but I don't think so.
Not even one.
No, Justin Buckner. Oh, scary! It was like Shudder-worthy hits that he had. He decleated people a few times in this game.
Yeah, so it looks like DePaul Prep is moving the ball again here. They're up 14-0 right now over Marion Catholic in the third quarter with about 6.5 minutes left. DePaul Prep moving the ball inside the 20 of Marion Catholic, 1st and 10. So, DePaul Prep, Dan, one of those teams you and I have talked about several times. We interviewed head coach Mike Passarella in the preseason. really feel like this is a team on the rise within the Chicago Catholic League, and they've started out 2-0, a win here against Marion Catholic to go 3-0. Really nice start for them.
Yeah, that's a great start. And Joe, as we speak, it looks like Maris takes a screen pass to the house. So it looks like it was a 55-yard touchdown for Marist, and they're going to extend their lead over Montini. So I don't see any flags on the play. Yep, they're coming out for the extra point. So if that extra point is good, that'll be 21-0. And what sounds like a score that is worse than it really is for Montini, because it's felt like a much tighter game. But the Marist defense is so stingy that it's I have a hard time seeing Montini be able to mount a comeback in this. I wouldn't be surprised if they score a couple times or once or twice, but boy, to come back against this defense, it's late in the third quarter. It's going to be a challenge.
Can you see who Montini has in at quarterback in this game, Dan? I know they've been moving guys between Israel Abrams and Gaetano Carbonara. Who do they have playing most of the snaps?
I've seen Carbonara for a good majority, so I'll see when they come back out here on offense who it is at QB for Montini.
Yeah. So Naz does score here, Dan, against Mount Carmel right before the end of the first half. And let's see, it's 28-27. I don't think they got the extra point. Oh, my God. It looks like it was blocked. So 28-27 Mount Carmel over Nazareth with about 30 seconds left in the first half. So
what a game.
We've got a game.
We've got a game. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And there's some offense in this game, which I really like.
Yeah, Jake Sestone scored that 20-yard touchdown from Malachuk. Jake's a great player.
Yeah, outstanding player.
Kind of a do-it-all guy.
Yeah, Nazareth has some excellent players at the skill positions, and we've talked about some of the players on defense for them. But I don't know how you stop some of the players they have at the running back, wide receiver, and their quarterback Malachuk. They've got a dynamic offense for sure.
Yeah, and so experienced, right? I go back to our first interview on this podcast with Coach Racky, who talked about, he kind of joked. He said, we're a classless program, not meaning classless like how they behave, but classless that they don't care. And they've had some of these guys, these talented players on varsity for 4 years now. And it shows, right? They have no one or nothing to fear. While this is a surprise, I feel like Mount Carmel was the best team I've seen. It's Nazareth is super talented. So that it doesn't necessarily surprise me too much.
No, and just from looking at the game here, I mean, you can tell that Mount Carmel from a size standpoint is bigger, right, than Naz, but the skill players for Naz, I think, make up for any kind of size difference they might have against any of the other teams. Like I just said, the skill players are outstanding here.
Yeah.
So, but Mount Carmel's trying to mount a drive here with only about 20 seconds left. They're at about their own 30-yard line, and they're working the sidelines here. 27 seconds left. They moved it out to about their own 40 right now. So we'll see if they can get position to score. Maybe kick a field goal here right before the half. But they're up 28-27. 30 seconds left to go in the first half.
Okay. Joe, high-scoring game.
Yeah. We've been talking about defense all night, and here we go.
Defensive league. It is great defense. 28-27 halftime. Joe, it is Abrams in at quarterback for Montini.
It is.
So yes. Yep. He's come out, and I don't know if that's how they started the second half. They've had two close calls on turnovers. One a bad mesh point on a zone read running play. Ball ended up on the ground and got kicked across the field a little bit, but Montini was able to recover, and Abrams just came really close to throwing a pick there. So, Marist defense is holding again. So 3rd and long for Montini with 16 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter, down 21-0.
All right. It looks like IC was able to drive down to the St. Ignatius 25-yard line, but guess what they did then? They threw a interception. St. Ignatius has the ball. I think there's only about 4 or 3.5 minutes left to go in that game. Ignatius up 25-14 over IC, Dan.
Okay, Joe, and I just saw an update on X that Kwiatkowski to Richardson touchdown, so it makes it 17-0. St. Lawrence over Notre Dame.
That's it, 17-0. I see that right here over Notre Dame, 4th quarter. Don't know how much time is left, but St. Lawrence looks like they might have this one in hand. Like I said, Notre Dame really hasn't been able to do too much on offense this whole game. So, St. Lawrence, they're going to be kicking off here. Oh, I do see how much time is left. It looks like just over 6 minutes left to go in that game, Dan.
All right. Yep. So really tough. We've talked about Notre Dame being more defensive oriented this year. Sounds like, and St. Lawrence has been outstanding defensively. So it could be a tough one. Marmion just failed to convert on a 4th down, trying to stay in this one. 21-7 St. Viator. Let's see if I can see how much time was left there.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think how we've done or how we're doing on our predictions, Dan, our picks. I'm not sure.
Probably not well.
Not great. I always know the ones, or I can pick out the ones that I know you have wrong. Like the Ignatius IC.
Yeah.
I think I've got Ignatius, and you picked IC, but not that I'm going to gloat or anything about any of my picks.
Are you wrong on anything?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we're both wrong on Loyola St.
Francis. Right. Yeah.
Right.
I think we join a lot of people with that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know, that hopefully makes us better for our picks next week.
We talked about that, Joe. So this week was going to help us narrow the focus, right, a little bit and start to really figure out. Yeah. We had some indicators that I think have come true. We talked about Mount Carmel's pass defense. We talked about Fitzgerald being iffy for this game as far as coming in and how that might affect Loyola. Now it sounds like their defense struggled a little bit. So, there are some things that we've seen. Marist defense, has been great all year. I did pick Montini in this game, but
so did I. Yep, I picked him too.
Boy, Marist looks really good. I mean, really, really, really good defensively. And Montini too. Like I said, it's 21-0 in early in the 4th quarter. So people might think that Marist has had this in hand, but it's much closer than it's playing.
Yeah, well, we've talked about Montini's defense and how good they are, right? Marist's offense is good. But I don't know what I can't figure out. What might be wrong with Montini's offense here.
Well, you wonder if the switch at quarterback is something that they plan to do. It sounded like that when we talked to Coach Bukowski, that he felt like Abrams, was going to be able to help them this year. Excuse me, but but you don't know if that's because of performance or just how a rotation was going to be.
Yeah. So was that your snack?
It was not. I'm really ready for my snack. I am getting hungry.
So I want to hear, what is your snack, Dan? What do you got?
So, all right. If you remember when we talked to, I think it was Coach Battaglia at Fenwick.
Right. I remember. Yeah.
We got into a good groove of asking people, where do you like to eat? And one of the places that Coach Battaglia mentioned was Johnny's Beef in Elmwood Park.
Right. Yep.
And so I had occasion to be out there for my paying job today. So so I stopped over and grabbed some lunch and took some for later too. An Italian beef sandwich. Johnny's Beef is so cool. It is like a quintessential Chicago spot. If people who are listening haven't been there, I highly recommend it. It's it's a counter stand. So there was a line out the door. There were 20 people in line out the door when I got there. There were 20 people in line out the door when I left. But that line moves as fast as any line at a restaurant I've ever seen. So people are rolling in and out of there. And I got the combo, of course, beef and sausage.
Yeah.
It is outstanding. Well, I didn't because I knew it was going to save some. So I got the sauce, the gravy on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like mine baptized. Really dunk that baby.
Yeah, if I were going to sit there for a while, for sure. I don't know. I don't really like to dunk it. I like to be able to hold a dry bun. I don't want it all over me. And I was working, so it was like I couldn't look like a hot mess.
Especially if you're driving in your car eating it, right?
Right. That's you don't want that sloppiness as you're driving. Do you mind if I go get my snack, Joe?
No, please
All
go
right.
get it.
Yeah. Hold on.
I'll keep everybody entertained while
Okay. Yeah. Give some scores.
All right, here we go. Yeah, so I don't have an update. I have a feeling this game is getting down to the final. That's Ignatius and IC. Last score was 25-14, St. Ignatius over IC with only about 3.5 minutes left to go in that game. That might be a final now, but we'll wait to see if someone checks in. We've been having our correspondent, Doug Lang, who's been checking in from that game. Wow, you are really opening that. Could you be any louder opening whatever that was? Holy moly.
Look who woke up. He's been sleeping all night.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he smells food from wherever he is in the house.
Our dog of the week.
Dog of the week. Where you at, buddy?
The inspiration for our dog of the week,
right?
Who we pick every week, defensive player, outstanding defensive player in the CCL, and we give out an award for Zuko's dog of the week. This past week it was Brad Fitzgibbon, right from Marist, right?
Yeah.
The week before, trying to think who that was our first week, but anyways, Dan, I see you got your Johnny's beef or your Johnny's combo right there, and you're gonna have to fill us in how good that actually is.
It is so good. The sausage is charred, Joe.
Yeah.
It really makes it.
I think it's
a difference maker for me.
I think we're doing the wrong kind of podcast, Dan.
Yeah,
we may need to do it just on food.
Yeah. We certainly could.
Yeah.
We could have food of the Catholic League.
That's a good idea.
It is a good idea.
We're full of them. We're full of good ideas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do I have any changes in any of the scores here? No. 17-0. St. Lawrence over Notre Dame at this point in the fourth quarter. We've got Joliet Catholic with 6.5 minutes left to go in that game. Joliet Catholic up 14-7 over Fenwick. And let's see, we've got DePaul Prep driving again here and just scored a touchdown, Dan. DePaul Prep.
Okay.
Goes up 21-0 over Marion right at the end of the third quarter. There's about 45 seconds left in the third quarter. So DePaul Prep starting to move the ball here on offense, playing good defense, and they're holding Marion Catholic down, who can't seem to move the ball too much on the offensive side. So 21-0 DePaul Prep over Marion.
All right, Joe, and St. Viator is driving up 21-7 on Marmion. We also have looks like Montini's driving. They are at the Mayor's 20-yard line, so they're down 21-0. So it's we've got looks like teams entering the red zone here. It's going to be second and 6 or 3rd and 6 for Montini at Mayor's 20. They don't have down and distance on the St. Viator Marmion game, nor do they have a clock. So,
yeah, something we've always talked about, how difficult, the high school game broadcasts are. And it's one of the reasons, Dan, you and I talked about actually doing this podcast, right? Try and fill in some of the gaps as far as information in high school football in Illinois, but primarily the Chicago Catholic League. But it's not easy. It's not easy to get the information you want. On a Friday night or when the games are going on. It's tough to find out how the games are going and the scores.
Yeah, that is a challenge. And as we speak, Joe, Cooper Komet drops back to pass. Can't find anyone. Rumbles about 35 yards. Very fast. What an athlete, and takes it into the end zone. So St. Viator extends the lead over Marmion here in the fourth quarter.
And what's that score? Yeah, they should take a big bite of your beef.
It looks like they're going for 2.
Yeah, okay.
So I'll tell you in a second here.
Do they have this? Oh, boy. Fenwick was just finally moving the ball on offense, Dan, and were stopped at the Joliet Catholic. It looks like about 30-yard line. They had a 4th and half a yard to get the first down, and they did not get it. So they turn the ball over to Joliet Catholic at their own 26-yard line. Oh,
back to our defensive theme.
Yeah, although Joliet Catholic, this guy is running back just a 35-yard run inside the Fenwick 40-yard line. So on first down, they might be wearing the Friars out in this game.
That's what they do, right? That is their MO.
Yep.
And I think that's when we both picked Fenwick as well, right, Joe?
We did. We both picked Fenwick in this game. Yeah.
There's always got to be a caveat, though. I mean, we these games, that game was going to be really close. Neither one of us loved how Joliet Catholic looked against Oswego. So they had some motivation this week. Fenwick coming off a big rivalry victory. I talked about, and I don't know if teams, like I said, if being flat is an issue, but you never know.
Yeah. Well, St. Lawrence just scored again, Dan. St. Lawrence goes up 24-0 over Notre Dame. This game is in the fourth quarter. I don't know how much time is left, but St. Lawrence has this one in hand, Dan.
All right. Yep. And looks like Montini just scored, Joe. So a pass from Abrams into the corner of the end zone. They're coming out for the extra point, down 21-6 with 8 minutes and 26 seconds to go.
All right.
Marmion has received the kickoff, so they have. We'll see if they can mount a bit of a comeback here, but that one's getting late as well.
All right, I had the DePaul Prep Marian Catholic. I had something wrong here on this. DePaul Prep did score, but they missed the extra point. So DePaul Prep right now, start of the fourth quarter, DePaul Prep leading Marian Catholic 20-0.
Okay, and it looks like 24-0 St. Lawrence.
It is 24-0.
24-0. Yeah,
24-0. They just scored within the last minute. Yeah, so I've really only got, let's see, 1, 2, 3 games left that I'm watching here, Dan. 4 games left. Mount Carmel and Nazareth, right? Big game. That's 28-27. Mount Carmel. It's halftime. There's about 2 minutes left to go in halftime. So that game will be picking up again in a couple minutes here. The other games are all winding down.
Yeah, it is getting late in some. Joe, one game we haven't had a score on. If there's anyone out there that knows or wants to reach out to us, and that is St. Pat's against Leo. I thought I had a broadcast that I could connect with, but turns out that it wasn't active. So if anyone's got a score for St. Pat's and Leo, we'd love to get that.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see here. See if somebody's weighing in. Well, yep, somebody's weighed in. St. Francis on the St. Francis Loyola game, 35-21. We reported that already.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Big upset. Even though St. Francis is really good, we thought they were going to be really good, but definitely an upset. Joe, I'm going to have you hold down the fort for 2 minutes again. Zuko calls.
Did you give him too much of your beef sandwich?
I did give him a little bit.
All right. Yep.
I'll be right back.
I'll hold it down. I'm going to play some music. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Spin the tune.
Yeah.
Go. You need to go outside.
Yeah. So let's see. Couple of updates. I've got. Let's see. St. Lawrence final. St. Lawrence 24-0 over Notre Dame. So Notre Dame, just as we talked about in one of our earlier podcasts this week, really in our preview and predictions podcast, our prognosticus podcast, we talked about the trouble that Notre Dame was having on offense. They have a really outstanding defense. They gave up 24 points tonight, but they really played tough against a good St. Lawrence team, but they've got to find some offense. I'm not sure what they're going to do because their competition doesn't get any easier going forward. But that's a final 24-0 St. Lawrence over Notre Dame. Other games that we're watching right now is the Joliet Catholic Fenwick game. Talking about having a difficult time scoring some points. Fenwick has only been able to get score 7 points tonight. They're down right now to Joliet Catholic 14-7 in the fourth quarter. Looks like there's only about 3 minutes left to go in that game. Again, the two offenses that don't seem to be really in sync right now and being able to put a lot of points on the board, but two really good defenses. And we've got Joliet Catholic up 14-7 over Fenwick. Oof, there we go.
Boy, this is really a professional podcast now.
That's the bark I want right there.
Next time we talk about eating, Joe, on the podcast, let's table that.
He's mad, isn't he? He's like,
maybe.
Where's my beef and where are my fries?
Yeah, he is. So he's ready to pick his dog of the week.
He's ready. Well, tell him it's too soon.
Too soon. We got stuff happening still. So
he looks like an Easter egg behind you right now, Dan. He's over your right shoulder. You can just see him in the dark back there, standing looking at you.
Right. Like Speaking of, have you caught Zuko's the Easter eggs on the posts, our Instagram posts and Dog of the Week posts?
I'm usually a very observant person, but I missed them both until I think you pointed it out to me in the one last week. I was like, oh, look at that. There's Zuko. I can see him in the stands. And then I went and looked back at the image for the first week, Zuko, and I found him there too. He's standing on the sideline.
Yeah. So awesome. Yeah. Always keep an eye out for Easter eggs. Our marketing department really likes them. So
yes. All right. Well, we'll be sure to. We're not gonna announce any of those. People are
No.
going to have to look. They're going to have to read our posts. They're going to have to listen to our podcast. In order to really be able to figure out where the Easter egg might be. Yeah.
Joe, it looks like the St. Lawrence game. Did you report that it went final?
I did. I reported
Okay.
that one, Dan. That's a final 24-0. Lawrence over Notre Dame. I talked about some of the difficulty Notre Dame has had really in their first three games on the offensive side of the ball. Really stout defense, giving up 24 points to St. Lawrence is a pretty good defensive effort, especially if you're out on the field the whole game.
Right.
Yeah, but Notre Dame not really able to put much offense together yet, and it looks like the Joliet Catholic Fenwick game. Fenwick hasn't been able to put any offense together either. Dan, Joliet Catholic 14-7 over Fenwick right now, and that's under 2 minutes to go in the game.
Joe, do we have a quarterback? So Fenwick was running a 2-quarterback system for a couple weeks now. I know last week they had, I don't think Frankie Hosty played that much, if at all, and it was all the other name, Jaden Williams, playing that. So I don't know if that's how they went this week, or if you've been able to see if they've done the dual quarterback.
I haven't been able to see if they've done the dual quarterback, but it looks like Williams is in now.
Okay.
And Fenwick is driving the ball here. Oh, they're inside the Joliet Catholic 15-yard line, Dan.
Okay.
Coming right down to it, 1:20 left to go in the game. They're trailing by 7. Joliet Catholic 14-7. So, this if they can push it over here and get the score, boy, Joliet Catholic's defense is really good.
Yeah.
I love their linebackers. They really fill the gaps, fill the holes here. Fenwick likes to run the ball, and as I say that, Fenwick just ran it in for a touchdown from the 12-yard line. So Fenwick scores here with a minute left to go in the game. And what's our favorite saying on Friday Night Blitz? Pending the extra point.
Yes.
It's 14-13. Yeah.
Joe, another game that we haven't reported on. Your pick, the Providence Celtics. Do we know what Providence and Carmel? What that game has done?
No,
we need some correspondence there. I don't know if that was on my list. It may have been.
It's on your list, Dan.
Uh-oh.
All right, let's see if I can see, where do we find the Providence broadcast? This is going to be really interesting for our listeners, I'm sure, as we track something down here.
At halftime, it was 17-14. That Providence was up over Carmel. So trying to see if we can log into that broadcast. Right now, we've got 24-20. Providence over Carmel with 2 minutes left in the game, Joe. 2 minutes, 15 seconds. Carmel's got the ball at the 50-yard line. Just
all right.
Back up to speed.
Back up to speed that quickly. That's how good you are, Dan.
That's right.
Right.
I can scramble with the best of them.
And I think, let's see, I think I might have picked Carmel in that game. You might have picked Providence.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Mount Carmel's got the ball at the start of the second half here. They're moving it down the field. They're at about the midfield at about the 50-yard line. Again, their quarterback is really good. Everything he does is right on point. Elliott.
You got some great quarterback play in that game.
Yeah, pretty good.
Just outstanding.
Pretty good mix of run versus pass for Mount Carmel. in this game.
Yeah. Yeah, well, their back is outstanding too. Their running back. So
yeah,
Joe, we've got 21-6 here. Marist and Montini. Montini has the ball. There's 2 minutes and 21 seconds left in the game. They are moving quickly, trying to drive the ball down the field as fast as possible. See if they can't convert and get a score to make it a 1-score game. Looks to be second and 10 from their own 35-yard line.
Yeah, and it looks like Fenwick Dam may have missed this extra point.
Oh,
so
can you go back and look at it?
I don't know.
Sorry, I had you scrambling for the Providence game.
I'm looking. Hold on.
So on 3rd and 9, Carmel throws the ball deep down the sideline, broken up. It'll make it 4th and 9 at the Providence 34-yard line with 57 seconds left.
All right. Mount Carmel still moving the ball here. They have 4th and 1. See if they got it. Yeah, it looks like they got it. Mount Carmel on a 4th and 1 gets a first down. They've gotten into it just got into Nazareth territory. In the third quarter, 8.5 minutes left to go. In the third quarter, Mount Carmel up 28-27 over Nazareth.
It's a good game.
Yeah.
So we've got a timeout on the field with Carmel and Providence. Carmel has the ball. It is 4th and 9 from the Providence 34-yard line. So after this timeout, this is kind of play the game here, Joe.
All right.
Real quick, it looks like St. Viator just went in to score again, so they've opened up kind of a big lead on Marmion. Looks like they are at 34-7 now with 4.5 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, so Marmion was kind of able to keep that relatively close right in the first half, but it looks like Viator has kind of opened up things here in the
just kind of a case of it being maybe too much, to kind of overwhelmed them, and it looked like, I don't want to say lucky, but Marmion there were some penalties that went against St. Viator early. They could have scored a little more early in the ball game. So, Joe, there's a reason we say pending the extra point, because that extra point was no good. So snap over the head. It remains 34-7, St. Viator over Marmion. And we're back with Carmel at 4th and 9. Kind of a ball game play here. They've got to at least get the first down to keep the drive alive. We'll see what they do here with 57 seconds left in the ball game here at Providence.
Yeah, Mount Carmel driving here. They're playing a hurry-up offense, it looks like a little bit. So I'm finally to the extra point here, Dan, in the Joliet Catholic Fenwick game. And actually what they tried to do was go for 2, Fenwick, and try to pass in the left corner of the end zone. There's a penalty, no good. So Joliet Catholic 14-13 over Fenwick.
Wow, that is something. So Joe, Carmel converts to make it 1st and 10, incomplete pass on first down. They will have the ball 2nd and 10 on the Providence 24-yard line.
All right.
So they just got enough to convert on that 4th down.
Yeah, and I haven't given an update on the DePaul Prep Marion game. DePaul Prep still up 20-0 over Marion Catholic. Sorry, I'm watching Mount Carmel score another touchdown here. Pass into the end zone to wide receiver number 4 for Mount Carmel. Not sure who that is, but Mount Carmel scores. They're going to go up pending the extra point, 35-27.
Joe, unbelievable pass here. Amazing finish here, Carmel and Providence. 24-yard touchdown pass, just a complete dime dropped by, I think, Trey Taylor. So I couldn't tell who the receiver was, but just kept it inside. They score with 18 seconds left. Boy, Providence is another tough luck team if this holds up.
What is the score of that?
The score that made it 26-24 Carmel. There is a flag down on the play, but it looks like it might be after. So
Okay.
yeah, they're lining up for the extra point. So we'll see, and then Providence will have the ball with 18 seconds. Boy, that is a tough luck play. That was quite the throw.
He's a real deal, Trey Taylor. We talked about now last week. He didn't have a great game, right? But he had some outstanding throws, and he's only a sophomore, so you're going to have to put up with some of the downs. But you're going to get some real highs from him too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That was just a beautiful ball. I'm assuming that's him at quarterback. We'll just have to verify that, but I'm just want to make sure I'm checking the rosters here. But yeah, this is I know that this is a tough pill for Providence to swallow. That is a tough way to end a ball game. They had a really tough week one where they lost on the last play of the game. So boy, this will be if this holds twice in 3 weeks. Coming down to the final seconds for Providence. Tough week 1 and 2.
That is tough. Now I know, I picked Carmel over Providence this week, but those kinds of losses for a team are really, really tough to recover from, especially early in the season, Dan. So you hate to see him lose that way, right? Yeah.
And you hate to feel like your back is against the wall after 3 weeks into a football season,
right?
But the conference is just built that way that we could probably check Providence's schedule, but even within their division, it is really tough. So it'll be interesting to see. Now they take Joe, they are down 27-24. Carmel squibs the kick. It's picked up at the 45. Providence takes it all the way down to the 35 of Carmel. So they will have the ball 1st and 10 with 16 seconds left at Carmel's 35-yard line. So let's not be too hasty.
What does the coach and you say about that squib kick, Dan?
I hate it in that it's got to be. I mean, it's okay if you can really line drive it and make sure that it can get down the field a little bit. But it looked like Providence was prepared, well coached. They had someone who could carry the ball. Go ahead and pick it up. So now they've got the ball 1st and 10. They're moving fast. They don't know what the timeout situation is. They complete the on 1st down for 5 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 5 at looks to be about the 32-yard line. 12 seconds left, Joe.
Okay. Yeah, and we've got about 30 seconds left in the Joliet Catholic Fenwick game. Joliet Catholic has the ball. They're up 14-13 over Fenwick. Joliet Catholic just was able to get a 1st down here. Oh no, it's 4th and about half a yard. So I think the way they're looking at it, although the clock is winding down, looks like this game might go to a final, Dan. Joliet Catholic may not have to run another play, although there seems to be a little bit of confusion on the field right now. 2 seconds. Stop with 2 seconds to go.
Joe, and on 2nd down, Providence rolls out. Quarterback throws the ball. Looked like he had an open receiver. Just maybe underthrown a bit. Carmel's defensive back makes a play, intercepts the ball in the end zone. So they will get the ball back with the lead, 27-24. 5 seconds left, Joe. So it looks like Carmel's going to get a comeback victory here at Providence.
Wow, amazing. Really is amazing.
Got a lot of game, and the Marist-Montini game just went final. So that was a final. Marist is victorious in that game Really good football game. Talked about some great defense. Again, the score won't indicate how close that game was. It was really well played defensively on both sides. Just Marist State kind of able to outlast Montini, and Montini not able to take advantage of opportunities in the first half.
Yeah, and it looks like Joliet Catholic is going to take a knee here or run one final last play. And Joliet Catholic, this is a final, Dan. 14-13, Joliet Catholic beats Fenwick.
Same here, Joe. So Carmel takes a knee as time runs out, and they come away with a late touchdown, 18 seconds left to beat Providence 27-24.
All right, so we only got a couple games still going on, Dan. We've got the DePaul Prep Marian Catholic game where DePaul Prep is up 20-0 with 4 minutes left to go in that game. We've got the Mount Carmel Nazareth game. Mount Carmel up 35-27 in the third quarter with 5:47 left to go in the third quarter. Mount Carmel with the ball again. So I don't know. You got any games left still going on?
Yeah, Marmion St. Vitus is going on. So St. Vitus, firmly in control here. Marmion is driving a little bit, but it seems it might be a little too late for Marmion in this one. So that game seems to be under control. So it seems like maybe the Mount Carmel Nazareth game might be our only game left, Joe.
All right. Yeah,
that's still undecided, I should say.
Still undecided. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the DePaul Prep Marian game is probably pretty much over with only 3.5 minutes left to go in that game, and DePaul Prep up 20-0. Going to be a great start to the season for DePaul Prep, Dan. Going 3-0. I know their schedule gets a little bit tougher from here on out, but they've built up some really nice momentum here with win over Deerfield. Now they're going to get this win over Marion. They're going to be flying high. So I don't know who they play next on their schedule, but DePaul Prep, as we talked about, team on the rise and now with a lot of momentum. I don't know, they can make some noise here in the Chicago Catholic League this year.
Yeah, Joe, let's talk a little bit about that purple division. So if St. Vitus holds on, which it looks like they're going to in this game, they will be 3-0. DePaul Prep has started 3-0. Bennett Academy started 3-0. So keep an eye on the purple division. It's St. Pat's. Now we don't know what they've done tonight, but they could be 2-1 with a victory over Leo. So a really solid start in that purple division for those teams as they go into next week, where they start where they have a week, I think, where they're playing one another.
Right. So I don't have the schedule yet for. I know it's out there, but I don't have it handy as far as who those teams in the purple division play next week. But if it. I'm not sure if this is the way the scheduling works in the Chicago Catholic League, but if it'll be the purple division against the orange division or something like that.
So Joe, it looks to be, at least in the purple, it looks to be the inside division game. So you've got St. Vitus at Bennett next week, so that'll be 2 3-0 teams facing off at Bennett in a big game, and then you have DePaul Prep hosting St. Pat's next week. So those are all games within the divisions next week. So looks like the setup is where teams will play within their division next week.
Okay, good. Yeah, so that Bennett St. Vitus game, that's going to be a good one. I mean, you watched a little bit of Vitus tonight. What'd you think of their offense? Cole Komet.
They're really good. Yeah, Cooper. Yes, Cooper. Right. Yeah, that's forgivable for sure. Understandable mistake. So they are very good, very talented. They've not only Cooper Komet, Davion Ellis is really, really good. He is absolutely a difference maker for St. Viator. Um, and then they've got a nice lineman, Ben Kanopka, Jalen Schlechetka. So they've got a really good group, Joe. That I think they've kind of pointed to as this year being one where they felt like they could make some noise not only within the conference but within the state playoffs. So they certainly have lived up to that billing early on this year.
Yeah, and that game is at Bennett next
It's
week.
at Bennett, yeah. So I would expect some fireworks. I think both teams are really good offensively. So it might come down to late touchdowns like we've seen in some of these games, or which defense can rise up a little bit and stop the other offense because both offenses seem to be pretty high powered.
Yeah, they do. Bennett has started. I mean, they've. I don't know what their average points are per game right now, but it's got to be up close to 40 in their first 3 games.
Yeah, I think maybe St. Viator as well. When you look at St. Viator has scored 62-41. I think they've got 35 tonight. So let's see. Bennett has scored 35, 49, and 42. So yeah, those are some serious offenses that'll be on display in Lisle next week.
Yeah. I don't know. Any way we can get out to that game, Dan? Game of the week or something?
Maybe.
Yeah.
That might be fun.
Maybe at least one of us, right?
Right. Do a little, be our own correspondent, or go ahead and be in the studio from the game.
Be in the studio from the game. Yes.
Be in the virtual studio from
the game. Yeah.
Right. Joe, we've gone final here with St. Viator. St. Viator defeats Marmion. I think the final may have been 35-7. So St. Viator finishes off that game. So they do move to 3-0 as they move into Bennett week next week.
Yeah, and for those who might be just tuning in now, Bennett won their game against De La Salle earlier, 42-0. So. Another big win for Bennett Academy. Dan, as I'm watching the Mount Carmel Nazareth game here, Mount Carmel's up 35-27. There's about 2.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter, but Nazareth is driving again. They are at the Mount Carmel 14-yard line right now, 1st and 10.
Wow. Boy, Joe, was that a late start?
It was, It was supposed to start at 7:30, and I think it was closer to 8, maybe even after 8 when it finally started. I thought there was something wrong, like I was watching some delayed broadcast or something. But this got started late for sure.
Joe, let's while we have a second here, and we can take a breath, and feel free to interrupt me. We should talk a little bit about what we're doing tomorrow.
Yes, absolutely, Dan.
I think it's important for people to know. Why don't you tell people what we're doing tomorrow?
Yeah, so tomorrow we are, you and me and our sister Christine Lapel. We are walking in the ALS Walk for Life, which is downtown on the lakefront starting at Soldier Field, and a walk 2 miles. And all the people there are walking in support of ALS. Many of the people, like Dan and I, our brother-in-law Gary Lapel. There it is, Team Gary Lapel. He passed from ALS just over a year ago, right, Dan?
Yeah.
A year and a half ago. A very devastating disease for sure. The decline is quickly with some of the people who have ALS, but tomorrow is all about support and raising money for research, raising money for support of families with ALS and people with ALS. It's really a good cause. It's one that's near and dear to our hearts, Dan, and those in our family. And anybody listening who knows of someone who has ALS or is dealing with ALS right now, there is the walk tomorrow. You can show up tomorrow if you want to. and walking it. It's only 2 miles. It's we can make that, right, Dan?
Yeah, I think on the website lesturnerals.org, Walk for Life, if they talk about it being a stroll. So
It is.
that's a good speed for us, a stroll.
It is a good speed, and
yeah, it's supposed to be a beautiful day.
Beautiful day. I did it last year. It's a great event. There's a lot of people and there's a lot of camaraderie because everybody's there for the same thing, Dan. And like I said earlier, it's to support ALS, to support research, to support the families and people who are dealing with ALS. And the Les Turner ALS organization provides a ton of support for people across Illinois who are dealing with ALS, as well as their families. So it's a really good cause, and anybody listening, if you feel like getting up tomorrow morning nice and early and getting down to Soldier Field, feel free to do that.
Joe, and bringing it back to football a little bit. Obviously, the folks in the Chicago area are very familiar with Steve McMichael, Chicago Bear great, who has fought this devastating disease for several years now, and hung on to be inducted into the Hall of Fame this summer. But you obviously he's been a lot on the news, and you see just how this disease robs you of everything, your ability to even down to talk and eat normally. So if people want to support ALS, get involved, make a donation. Again, you can go to the website, lesturnerals.org. There you can make a donation. And again, if you want to come and talk to us, go ahead and meet us. We'll be at Soldier Field. We are on Team Gary Lapel. Again, our sister Christine was married to Gary, who passed away from this disease. So please feel free to go make a donation, come down and support us, and we can talk a little high school football while we stroll.
Yeah, you'll find us at the end of the line, right? At the end of the walkers. Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm kind of regretting that beef sandwich, even though it was outstanding, so late. So I've got to be up and at 'em early and walking. So hopefully it agrees with me over during the walk.
Yeah, I hope it does too, or I'm not walking with you. Or next to you. Yeah.
Right.
All right, so Naz just scores again here, Dan. 35-33 now with just under a minute to go in the third quarter. And they're going to go for 2. Let's see. I'll let you know what happens.
I did turn it on, so I'm with you on this. So yeah, this is it's too bad it's so late.
Oh, that was not a good play.
Oh, you might be ahead of me, huh?
Yeah. Not sure the design of that play. You let me know what you think when you see it. I mean, I like this. I'm not sure about that thrown across. But anyway, they do not convert on the 2-point conversion try. So it's Mount Carmel 35, Nazareth 33, still in the third quarter. I think just about 3 minutes to go or so in the third quarter. Did you see that play yet?
So Joe, they're just lining up now. So I went back, and it's funny they had the ball moved to the left hash.
Right.
So see what they designed. They're moving fast. Looks like Mount Carmel's scrambling to get lined up defensively. Oh, okay. Trying to be a little tricky. Oh yeah, and Malachek throws an interception on the 2-point conversion.
You're trying to do a Mahomes type play.
Yeah, he did.
Quite work.
Yeah, throwing back to the middle of the field,
into
away from your strength. Yeah, right. is that's a challenge.
As you're rolling left. Yeah. Well, Marion Catholic scored, Dan.
Oh, okay.
20-7, DePaul Prep over Marion Catholic. This game is the final. They're shaking hands. There's only 20 seconds left. They're walking across the field here. So DePaul Prep beats Marion Catholic 20-7. DePaul Prep moves to 3-0, and I believe Marion Catholic now moves to 1-2.
All right, so we've got all our games except the Mount Carmel Nazareth one in the books, Joe.
Yes.
So this is another successful Friday Night Blitz for us.
Yes, I hope everybody's enjoyed it as much as we have, Dan. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm glad I got to eat something. Not sure I would do that again. It made the dog crazy for 15 minutes.
Yeah, you're gonna need to hide it when you bring it in the house, because I'm sure he knew it was there as soon as you walked through the door.
He was so sound asleep for at least 3 hours when I opened the refrigerator, and I heard him instantly get up. Now, he may be conditioned to do that, but he wouldn't if it was something he didn't like. He certainly liked the smell of that. So,
looks like Mount Carmel's going to score again here, Dan. Are you a little behind me?
Let's see.
On the there's a pass to number 29. Looks about 60 yards or so. Let's see. Elliott.
Oh, yeah.
This guy's wide open in the middle of the field.
Yeah, I could complete that.
Right. Yeah. I don't know.
It's just hard to stop either one of these teams. You know, it's anyone who's going to play them in the future. Boy, good luck stopping these teams. We talked about Bennett and St. Viator being high-powered offenses. Boy, these two teams can really throw the football.
They can throw the football. They're both really well balanced too, right? They can both run the ball, throw it.
I guess I should say just really explosive plays, right?
Yes.
Both super explosive teams.
Plays where they try and get it down the field. I like that, and they're successful at it too. So,
Joe, I saw extra points good. 42 to 33.
No, you were behind me. Now you're in front of me.
You know, the miracle of YouTube with the JKL keys. I'm a big fan of those back and forth. Ever watch film as a football coach, and you know, if you don't have film on Huddle and you have to go through YouTube, the keystrokes are critical for YouTube video watching.
Yeah, I'm sure that coach isn't happy about that shot of him on the sideline. He was just letting out a big sigh, and his belly dunlopped over his belt.
Yeah, well,
that's the best
of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come to the walk tomorrow.
Right. Get started. Come to the walk tomorrow.
Well, Joe, what do you think? Should we wrap this episode?
Yeah.
Or do you want to stay on?
You know, why don't we stay on till 10:30?
Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, I think it's good. That's kind of what we had planned. I just didn't want to make sure. I wanted to make sure that people got all the scores they need.
Yeah, and I'm sure people are very interested in this game too. If it maybe were one of the other games, you might talk me into it. Yeah. But I could tell too from the correspondence checking in that's really died down, Dan.
Has it?
Yeah. So sure, people are like, all right, tonight is over, and it essentially is, right? But
yeah, this is a great game. So it's a 9-point game, still in the third quarter. So we've got a whole nother quarter of football to play, and Nazareth has a ball. Starting their drive with just 6 seconds left in the third quarter. So they'll get one play here, see what they do with that one play, and then they'll start the fourth quarter with the ball and down 9 points.
Yeah, 42-33. Let's see, where are they starting at? Their 35-yard line, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe, while we have some time here, maybe we can go over some scores. You know, just kind of recapping a little bit some of the games that I was following. We had Marist over Montini, 21-6, in a really good defensive game. We had St. Rita over Brother Rice, 14-7, in an outstanding football game. If you like defense, this was great with a late touchdown. Stephen Armbruster to Walter Jones with 106 left, 80 yards to win that game. We had Carmel come back late, score with 18 seconds left to get the victory, 27-24 over Providence. I had St. Viator beat Marmion. I think the final there was 34-7. So St. Viator kind of opened it up in the second half. So those were some of the games I had followed. Joe, what are some of the scores that you had?
Yeah, one thing, Dan, did you mention? Did you get any more updates on the Leo St. Patrick?
I did not get any correspondence in from Leo and St. Pat's.
Okay, all right, but you had a score earlier, didn't you? Or I thought you mentioned one. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I think it was it may have been 14-0 when I checked early, but then St. Pat's was up.
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. So, big game tonight: Loyola versus St. Francis. St. Francis comes out on top this game, 35-21. Ryan Fitzgerald, quarterback for Loyola, did not play in the game tonight. He did warm up several times like he was going to come in, but ended up not playing. There's a pick for Mount Carmel against Nazareth right now. Yeah, so 35-21. Bit of an upset there, Dan. Loyola and St. Francis. Bennett, De La Salle. Bennett rolls over De La Salle, 42-0. Bennett goes to 3-0. De La Salle, I believe, goes to 1-2. Joliet Catholic and Fenwick. Defensive struggle this game, but Joliet Catholic pulls it out in the end, 14-13. Fenwick scored with just a couple minutes left to go in the game and decided to go for 2 points, but that was not successful. So they end up losing that game, 14-13. Marion Catholic and DePaul just ended up. DePaul Prep continues to roll here and wins this game 20-7, moves to 3-0. Marion Catholic 1-2, and then we've got St. Lawrence and Notre Dame. St. Lawrence pitches a shutout here, 24-0 over Notre Dame. So Notre Dame, I believe, goes to 2-1. St. Lawrence, let's see. St. Lawrence goes to 3-0, right, Dan?
Yeah, St. Lawrence moves to 3-0. Yeah, they've had 3 pretty impressive wins, Joe. So they look to be a team to be reckoned with for sure.
Yeah.
And then Joliet Catholic and Fenwick. Did you say that one?
Yep, 14-13. Okay. Joliet Catholic over Fenwick. So Fenwick, after that big win last week, they couldn't seem to get their offense moving, doing too much tonight, Dan. Like I said, they were able to score a touchdown at the end of the game there, went for a 2-point conversion, were unable to convert that. So they end up losing that game 14-13. And let's see, Mount Carmel, after the interception of Naz, they're now on offense. They're in the fourth quarter here, 10:38 left to go. Mount Carmel up 42-33 right now.
Looks like they're trying to run some clock.
Yeah, and you've got the right quarterback to maybe do that with here.
Yeah. Yeah, both these teams just do so many things so well, and even if they do make mistakes, I've always felt like this about Naz. They could really, kind of athlete their way through some of these mistakes where their players just would come back if you needed. If it was 4th and 10, they found a way to convert. Get 11 yards on 4th and 10. They've always been that kind of a team.
Yeah.
And Mount Carmel, obviously very, very well coached, outstanding offense. Boy, that was a good ball there
Nice.
From Jack Elliott. It looks like it was incomplete, so they'll be 2nd and 10 at the Naz 48. with 9:51 left. That's where I'm at least. Is that where you're at, Joe?
That's exactly where I'm at,
All
Dan.
right. Wow. This is a
Yes,
first.
we are in sync. And, I was thinking as I saw Elliott throw that pass, which was a really nice throw, it would have been a top-notch catch, too, if the wide receiver held on to that. But where is Elliott going again? Did he commit to, is it Vanderbilt?
Vanderbilt. Yeah, he's going to be in the SEC.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're going to get a good one.
Yeah.
I really like the way he plays.
Yeah, and as we speak, Elliott rolls to his right, finds a receiver down the sideline for a score.
Yep. He can sling it too,
Yeah,
can he?
he's got a really good arm.
Yeah.
I don't think he's real big. I don't know what he's listed at. But boy, to me, it's like, who cares? He can really play.
I mean, he is going full speed, rolling out to his right, and he slings that out to the wide receiver where he needs it.
Cooper Lehman, that was Cooper Lehman who brought that in. He's a really really good receiver. They're loaded with receivers. They convert the extra point to make it 49-33. Joe.
49-33. Okay.
Yeah, and Naz is explosive, so it's still not a sure thing at all. Especially the way this game's gone, and like we said, Naz can score in seconds. So still be interesting to follow this one as it wraps up. But Joe, the player that Jack Elliott reminds me of is a quarterback who played for Brother Rice a few years ago named Jack Lausch. Jack Lausch is going to get his first start for Northwestern tomorrow.
I saw that. I read that.
So good for Jack Lausch. Brother Rice gets a start for a Big Ten team tomorrow. They'll be on the lakefront. I'll be at that game, so I'm going from the Les Turner Walk to Northwestern as they face Eastern Illinois and at 6:30 on the lake.
You should probably just keep walking and walk all the way there, right? Right up the lakefront, Dan.
No. Yeah.
Hey, Dan, we had a final check-in here from Doug Lang, who was out at the IC St. Ignatius game. Looks like St. Ignatius scored another touchdown at the end of the game. They end up winning that game 32-14 over IC.
Wow, that's a big win. Big win for St. Ignatius. Yeah, that score is a bit of a surprise. I don't know if we can go back and what the prognosticus
I remember. I remember.
So I had IC.
You had IC. Guess who I had?
You must have had Ignatius from the sound of it. Yeah. You got it good and close to your microphone. So
Dan,
that was
I remember
clear.
exactly who you picked in that game. Yeah. I told you I was writing it down.
Yeah, right? So sometimes I think I default back to the old. I'm really dating myself. The West Suburban Catholic Conference, which was the old Bennett, IC, Montini. So my heartstrings get pulled, and I want to pick those teams.
I know. I'm the same way. And
you have to admit that score maybe is a bit of a surprise, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
it is. I mean, I thought it was going to be a really tight game, and I felt like I was picking an upset. I'm not, by picking Ignatius over IC. But remember we talked about being off week 2 or them not being able to get that game in week 2 if that was going to hurt or help IC.
Yeah, I wonder if they felt that, how they felt about it. If that, you'll never get a coach to admit that, but that was the reason. But I wonder if there was something there. I thought it would give them an advantage about being able to prepare for the St. Ignatius offense, but apparently St. Ignatius still had a lot of success. So
yeah.
So much for the week off. You're better off playing.
Yeah, try that next year and see if the results are any different. Yeah. Although it wasn't up to IC, they scheduled the game.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. All right. Well, Dan, I think that's a wrap. You think 10:30? Mount Carmel up 49-33 over Naz with just over 9 minutes to go. I know this game, nobody would call it over with Naz's offense, but I think from our standpoint in Friday Night Blitz, we've delivered the goods.
That's a good call. That is a good call. Yeah, this is exciting. Logan Malachuk, that guy is an exciting player. Incomplete, complete. He is. He can really sling it as well. They're fun to watch. Both these teams are a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, they sure are, and that was rolling to his left.
Yeah,
and that is a tough throw.
There's just they don't keep him from making any throw. I mean, there is no throw that's off the table with him.
No. Is he a junior or a senior?
He's a senior. He's been there 26 years. Yes.
Every time you go to play Nazareth, who's the quarterback? Logan Malachuk.
Yeah. They're all like what do you call it? Kind of clones, little clones of JJ McCarthy.
Right.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
he's gonna have to get out of some trouble here. Ooh, just kind of flings it out there. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a good play to end it on. Everybody, thank you for participating and joining our Friday Night Blitz episode. We hope you enjoyed it. I know, Dan, you and I did, and we're already looking forward to. We're not under the 24-hour rule, so we're already looking forward to next Friday.
Yeah, we can look forward anytime we want. We can look at the schedule. We can project 3 weeks out. Yeah,
right, and make sure you listen into our next episode, which will be our quick hits recap. That'll come out Monday morning, right, Dan?
Monday morning quick hits recap.
Quick hits recap for week 3. We know you got a lot of good information tonight, but you're going to get even more good information in that episode. So make sure you listen. And
Joe, we will also have, don't forget, we will have Zuko's Dog of the Week.
Oh, hold on, Dan. Hold on. Yes, we will be announcing Zuko's Dog of the Week as well in that episode. So you're going to have to tune in for multiple reasons just to hear. Hold on. That's my favorite part.
There he is.
There he is. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks, Dan. And we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks.